So I'm not going to talk about the features of NEP and all. Most of us have become familiar with the features of NEP. The question is the shift from I to we, as Einstein has rightly said. Education is not just making them learn, but making them think. Rightly, NEP, new education policy, emphasize on the problem solving and critical thinking skills for preparing the students for their lives. Well said, and there's a coincidence that my school, which started in 2006, the motto of my school is the same: preparing students for life. So it means a lot. Preparing students for life, but for which we have to be prepared, right? NEP, new education policy, means new India. So there should be a lot of changes that should be happening, with the present system of teaching learning. Let me go to the next slide. This tells you everything. Who wants change? Everybody wants change, right? When we ask who wants to change, everybody is turning their back towards change. So this is what we have to get rid of. We have to prepare ourselves in order to see that the education for the new India, when it is implemented, is envisaged by each and every educator, so that the students get benefited. So we should be ready to embrace change. A lot of preparations we have to do in the due course, and most of you have said that new education policy can be implemented in government schools and private schools. No doubt, everything we can do. Only thing is, we have to be ready for the change. This is what we always hear, but I don't know how it is being practical. When you teach students, when you lecture students, they hear but they forget. When you show them, they might remember, but when you make them do, they understand. So this is the last one. When they do, they understand, should be our policy, so that we can put the new policy into practice. So our task is to enable students to think, to make the shift from I to we. How can we do that? First of all, we have to stop spoon feeding, right? I'm going to the class and I ask my students, okay, children, today we are going to learn so and so. Please open the textbook. This is the common scenario taking place in many of the schools. The teacher is engaged in a direct teaching, and the students listen to, they take down notes or the notes are given. Their thinking ability is crippled. Before coming to school, they were overwhelming with their talents, their potentials. They think a lot, they ask a lot, but when they come to school, keep quiet, silence. So this has to be changed. We should change ourselves first. A humble request to every educator. Changes are being, felt and seen, but still we have a long way to go. Please instill the thinking skills in children. Every teacher needs to do it. How can we make sure the child thinks? By giving them opportunities, not just making them what do you call mug up. Rote learning, as we were discussing, rote learning should be stopped. We have to stop rote learning, and we have to give them, you have to put them in situations. CBSE is trying to make it as much as possible the reasoning abilities, the thinking problem solving abilities. That's why you can see in board exams and all, they are very much particular about case studies and all. This should begin from the early stages, especially in NEP. They have given emphasis to the early year, early years foundation, whi- which I feel we are very late comparing to other countries who were practicing this early year, foundation courses very well. So thinking skills. As I said, the national education policy gives more emphasis to early childhood care and education. Why? As everybody knows, 90% of the brain development happens by the age of 5, right? So this is the right time. The foundation stage is the right stage where this shift from I to we should take place. If the foundation of the ship or the house is strong, the rest is going to be very strong. So let the children engage in doing and learning rather than feeding them. We facilitate their learning, and we let us be the scaffolders, the facilitators, so that they have a lot of queries. Those teachers who are dealing with the early years, they are full of energy, they are full of curiosity. This curiosity should be satisfied through multiple activities wherein they sit together, they think, they solve the problems. That's why everybody is coming with the coding in early years. Coding and coding. Actually, coding is taking place in early years, but unknowingly, unconsciously. But we have to make it conscious so that it will help them in coding, which is the requirement of the coming days because of the advancement of technology. So NEP also, NEP gives much more importance to early year education, and these children are wonderful, citizens of tomorrow. They can do a better job if you build the foundation by giving them the roles to play. Let them do, solve the problem, and when by the time they reach the higher grades, we are going to have a superb generation who will be able to solve every problem. As participants have opted for skills and values, of course we have to focus on the skills. India, when we compare India with other nations, India is a young country. Majority of the people, if you take the average age of the people, it is 29. Very young. We have multiple potentials. So if everybody, they join hands together, we can do wonders. We can change this I to we work together, students they work together, and a better new India is built up, right? And also I will add one more point with regard to shift from I to we. Also, India, new Indian, I mean, new education policy also focuses on the diversity of education as much as inclusion. Diversity we have been practicing now. I think students have started learning, knowing more about their other states through art integration and all. That is the quintessence of art integration, to show the diversity. We are one in diversity. So, and also the inclusion. A lot of things the government has planned for inclusion, because a lot of children are not able to get education. Those C, what do you call SEN, SEWN children, they have to be helped with. So it's everybody's task. We have to. So you can see the programs for special needs children, enabling, just a minute, yeah, enabling mechanism